Be ready. 15 seconds. It is the case of express newspapers that during the dark days of the emergency, express newspapers and its owner at that time, Mr. Ram Nath Goenka, had stood up to the excesses of the then government. This had saddled them with the consequences of a notice of re-entry dated 10th March 1980 to the land where Express building is situated in the Bahadur Shah Jafar Marg, New Delhi. It was alleged in the said notice that Express newspapers did not take approval from the Land and Development Officer or Ministry of Works and Housing regarding construction on the open portion of the plot. This re-entry was directed by virtue of a notice issued on 10th March 1980, which was dealt by the Supreme Court in its historic and seminal judgment. The notices of re-entry and demolition were held to be impinging upon the fundamental rights guaranteed under Article 19 1A and G of the Constitution of India. The relevant observations of the Supreme Court are set out below. Here, the very threat is to the existence of a free and independent press. It is now firmly established by a series of decisions of this court and is a rule written into the Constitution that freedom of the press is comprehended within the right to freedom of speech and expression guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a). And I do not wish to traverse the familiar ground over again except to touch upon certain landmark decisions. In Rome's Thapar versus State of Madras, the court observed that the founding fathers realized that freedom of speech and of the press are at the foundation of all democratic organizations, for without free political discussion in public education, so essential for proper functioning of the processes of popular government, is possible. Our government setup being elected, limited, and responsible, we need requisite freedom of any diversion for our social interest, which ordinarily demands free propagation of views. Freedom to think as one likes and to speak as one thinks are, as a rule, indispensable to the discovery and separate of truth, and without free speech, discussion may be futile. I would only like to stress that the freedom of thought and expression and the freedom of the press are not only valuable freedoms in themselves but are basic to a democratic form of government. It is necessary to emphasize, and one must not forget, that the vital importance of freedom of speech and expression involves the freedom to dissent to a free democracy like ours. Democracy relies on the freedom of the press. It is the inalienable right of everyone to comment freely upon any matter of public importance. This right is one of the pillars of individual liberty, freedom of speech, which our court has always unfailingly guarded. I wish to add that, however precious and cherished the freedom of speech is under Article 19(1)(a), this freedom is not absolute and unlimited at all times and under all circumstances, but is subject to the restrictions contained in Article 19(2). That must be so because unrestricted freedom of speech and expression, which includes the freedom of the press and is wholly free from restraints, amounts to uncontrolled license, which would lead to disorder and anarchy, and it would be hazardous to ignore the vital importance of our social and national interest in public order and security of the state. In Bennett Coleman case, the court indicated that the extent of permissible limitations on this freedom are indicated by the fundamental law of the land itself, viz. Article 19(2) of the Constitution. It was laid down that permissible restrictions on any fundamental right guaranteed under Part 3 of the Constitution have to be imposed by a duly enacted law and must not be excessive, that is, they must not go beyond what is necessary to achieve the object of the law under which they are sought to be imposed. The power to impose restrictions on fundamental rights is essentially a power to regulate the exercise of these rights. In fact, regulation and not extinction of that which is to be regulated is, generally speaking, the extent to which permissible restrictions may go in order to satisfy the test of reasonableness. The court also dealt with the extent of permissible limitations on the freedom of speech and expression guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a). The test laid down by the court in Bennett Coleman case is whether the direct and immediate impact of the impugned action is on the freedom of speech and expression guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a), which includes the freedom of the press. It was observed that the restriction on the number of pages, a restraint on circulation, and a restraint on advertisements will affect the fundamental right under Article 19(1)(a) on the aspects of propagation, publication, and circulation. The court held that the tests of pith and substance of a newspaper in repelling the contention fundamental rights.